Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 2, Episode 13. What did you guys think about the show? It was good to see Brandon. It was nice to see him. And, he wants to be a fireman. I was like, word, that's what we doing? I thought you was a vocal coach. You was into entertainment king. And now you're going to be a fireman. I guess it's something, he said he got to wait and see if he can run into a burning building. I don't picture that, but you know what? More power to you. I guess the limelight and the entertainment business is not for you. But I'm glad to see you back on the show. I wonder if you're going to be on any other episodes. That would be cool too as well. But we start off with Bow Wow and Jermaine, talking about this tour, the So Def tour. It's been 20 years, 25 years, and basically get every So Def artist to go on this tour. And, JD trying to get, Bow Wow to go, but Bow Wow was like, it's going to be all old people. Bow Wow, how old do you think you are? You like 33 or something years old. Like Brat said, Bow Wow is still stuck in that time of being a kid and being immature and not paying for any consequences and people forgiving him and he just not suffering from any consequences of his negative behavior or pouting and being spoiled. So when he said, like, I hope people there from like 17 to 33, they're going to see me. I was like, okay, Bow Wow. Bow Wow thinks he's still in his glory. He still thinks he is a young kid. I was like, okay, Bow. So Bow Wow has some, he wants some things provided to him before he go on tour. He wants a tour bus. He wants a Sprinter. He wants a Sprinter. He wants the Benz. I wonder what color he want. He want white or he want black. And he possibly he want pyrotechno. He wants some fireworks. He wants the works. He wants everything on his tour. I mean, he wants the works like he's like, like he's a number one artist right now. Like he's Beyonce out here in these streets. He's been out for long enough. He is a legend. We all know this. But Bow Wow's asking for way too much. And didn't come to find out at the end of the episode, Bow Wow has been paying for his tour bus his whole time. It was like, damn, the budget was different back then. Imagine the money Bow Wow was making back then. Oh my goodness, especially with the movie with was it Space Jam? I remember Bow coming to Rhode Island. I remember Bow going to Mississippi. I mean, Bow has some fans, and they probably still fans today because I still like Bow. I don't listen to his music, but I watch his TV show and I check him out on IG. You know what I'm saying? So basically you can kind of like see the relationship that Jermaine and Bow Wow has and how Bow's like a little kid. He's like playing around. JD's like, come on, man, you need to stop this. Like, what's going on? Like, okay. And Jermaine's looking at him like that's really his son. And Bow is acting like he's actually Jermaine's son. You can see that they have a good relationship. And Bow still thinks like he's a kid when it comes to the Brat and when it comes to JD. I'm just like, okay. And so right after, Jermaine leaves, we get Masika. Masika is running up in Bow Wow's, DM. She's texting him. She wants him to come to her listening party. He know ain't no music gonna hit the streets. He knows it's not gonna be on iTunes. It's not gonna be on Spotify. It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be on anybody's, network. But anyways, we're going to play along with you, Masika. That's what we do. We're going to play along with you. But this episode, you didn't bring it. Last episode, you didn't bring it. Come on, Masika. You brought it on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Let's bring it, girl. And so, she's texting him and she's feeling a certain type of way. And she's letting us know that her and Bow used to sleep over each other's house. She spent some nights with him. When she say spend some nights, you can kind of like think she's talking about, she did the nasty with him, or, they used to flirt or whatever. They was attracted to each other a long time ago or whatever. So, that could be the reason why Bow is pushing you to, he's having you arm's length. He don't want you all next to him, right there next to him, because he does have a girlfriend and he knows how you are and how you get down. We see what went down with, with you, Fetty Wap, and all that situation with his baby mamas and that situation going down, Alexis Sky, and then the situation with Young Bird and Hazel E. So he knows your track record and he's not trying to fall up in no trouble with you. And Masika will fall up and she will flirt and be all up on Bow in a minute, and she'll be posting them pictures and hoping that Leslie or Kiyomi see the pictures or whatever. And it's probably a good idea for him to be arm's length because they did have an attraction back in the day, even though they're just friends. It's kind of not a good look, and his girlfriend will get upset, and plus she's insecure too as well, because a lot of women want her man. Her man's famous, her man's out here, he's in these streets, he's hot, he's popping, or whatever. So but his Kiyomi, Leslie, she's popping too. She's on wilding out, doing it and doing it. Like, she looked good too as well. It's just that she is insecure and know how it is out here in these streets. She knows how the girls get down. She knows how the girls be on IG. She knows how the girls can get the attention of your man and what they would do and won't say anything and then expose it at the end. So she knows the tricks of the trade, because she had to use some of them tricks of the trade. And so now, she's very insecure about her situation with Bow, and Bow doesn't have the greatest reputation of being faithful and sticking to one woman. He's in and out of love every time you turn around. Even the girls, even Shania says so, even Ayana says so. So you know how it is. His mother's just going along with the flow. But it seems like he's a little bit serious about, Kiyomi, Leslie, even though they're not together now. But to have her a part of his daughter's life, unless he's like one of them dudes that bring any girl around his daughter, I don't see him doing that. For his daughter to know her and have a relationship with Leslie or Kiyomi and like her, that says that he actually wants something with her. And she has to start trusting in herself and start trusting Bow. And if he messes up and he do wrong, then it's over. It's his loss, not yours. But I think he already slipped up and he's already with somebody else. He was at the Laker game. He was at the game, at the basketball game with other people. He was doing his thing. So we have that situation. Then we have, Shania. She's with Willie. Willie looks like such a good kid. Like, he looks like the kid that you want your daughter, your niece to date or whatever. He just looks like a good kid. He's in college. I'm not even gonna say I wonder, because before they were, not doing the deed. But it seems like they done moved past that, and she's, crying and missing Willie. And she likes Willie because Willie makes her feel comfortable. He's not worried about her being a celebrity or her father being JD or having all these connections or being around celebrity people or just being popular and just walking that Hollywood life, being a star, because she's her father is, JD. He used to be with Janet Jackson. He had a whole record label, still do, with talented artists. So she likes Willie that does not make him, that's not what he's focusing. That's not what he's looking for. And he ain't worried about that. He just wants to get to know her. He ain't worried about the limelight. So that's cool. And he ain't out here partying, throwing thousands at girls at the strip club. He's out actually in college. But it was funny when they were sitting down talking and Howie sat there. I was like, look at Howie. They didn't even know who he was. I knew who he was. I haven't seen him a long time on TV. But he's always come on around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So just seeing him, and he was like, oh my God, these guys filming. I'm sorry. I can't believe Howie just sat there like that. They must have been at a nice little area for Howie to just be walking, chilling with no security, just hanging around. Go, Howie. I see you. You made your introduction on, the show on Growing Up Hip Hop. I see you. Still got rocking the bald head. Still cool. He was like, I'm sorry, my bad. So that was cool or whatever. So I do like Willie, and I do like him with Shania. They seem like a really good couple, a young couple that have values and morals and respect each other. And they're not out here glamorized or mesmerized about what's going on in Hollywood and trying to be the most poppin' or out here on the gram flossing. They just chill. So that's cool too as well. So we got Big Pimpin'. He's talking to, Bow Wow, basically, and Bow is like, listen, Mr. Shai Moss is like, I don't know if I'm going to go on the So Def tour or whatever, because I want this. I want a tour bus. I want all this stuff because I want to bring my girl. I want to bring Leslie with me. I want her to, I need this. I'm a star. And he was like, so I'm not going to do it if I don't get my tour bus and I don't get the things that I want. And, Big Pimpin' was like, yo, Bow, that sounds really selfish, really. He was like, yo, you can't turn your back on the people to help you get to where you at today, that set you up for this lifestyle you have. That's kind of shady. He was like, that's not good looking. And Bow was looking at him like, damn. Bow knew he was saying the truth, and I'm glad to see Pimpin' is not a yes man. He's actually being honest and being real with Bow and telling him the truth, because people need to hear the truth all the time. Sometimes you gotta, play with people's egos, but, on some serious situation when it comes with business, money, and family, be real with the person, because sometimes people can't see outside of the box that they're in. So that was cool too as well. And then Pimpin was like, oh, so you was talking to little mama? You know, you need to call her. Little mama gonna be a baby mama. I was like, no, he didn't. Why Pimpin? How come you couldn't say little mama couldn't be a wife or something? Little mama's gonna be a little mama. Little mama's gonna be a baby mama. No, he didn't. I was just like, Pimpin, you are too much. And Pimpin was just laughing. So that was cool. Then we get the Brat going up into the sneaker store. We get in the sneaker store, the boutique store. They got champagne, they got liquor, they got the real shit. Like, they clubbing, like, you balling, like, you coming in there, you spending some money, because some of the champagne probably be more than some of the sneakers or whatever. So, you know, JD comes in, he's telling the Brat that, you know, I don't know if Bow Wow's going on tour. He wants a tour bus, he wants this, and then Brat was like, what? Wait a minute, I want this, I want that. He was like, damn, JD was like, damn, I shouldn't even be having this conversation with you, because, you know, you ain't the right person, because you gonna want something too. She was like, yeah, I want this, I want first class seats on the plane, I want some good meals, I want some food. She was like, I want this, I want that. And he was just like, but Brat did get her sneakers. So, and they're sitting there talking about Bow, and Brat is like, I'm upset with him. I'm mad with him. I ain't speaking to him until he apologized to me. You know, he's spoiled. He's a brat. He's rotten. She didn't call him rotten. He hasn't grown up. He hasn't matured yet. He's still stuck at that age of when he was back touring and this and that. And she feels like, you know, Bow should be on the tour bus with her, to keep her and Jermaine, to keep him out of trouble. But he's 33 years old and he got a child. So, you know what, you're going to have to let him do what he got to do. But it'll be better he was on the bus and he wouldn't be acting up and doing all the stuff that, you know, you guys probably don't want him to do. But damn, he's his old man. Let him do what he do. And the Brat seemed like she's ready to throw down with Bow. Like, she wants to put Bow over her knees and spank his booty. Like, she's ready to, like, get at him or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, Brat. I was like, what you gonna do? Give him the 1, 2, 3? So, you know, we have that situation and they leave the conversation. I was just like, here we go. And then we got Masika. She meets up with Jazzy. She meets up with Jazzy, and basically he listened to her music. He said it was good music. I thought it was trash and it sounded good. It sounded like something I heard before, like back in the, you know, early 2000s or maybe 99. It sounded like really dated. But anyways, he likes it. He's a music producer. I'm not. So let's see if we're going to hear it. So we have that situation. Maybe it might be on Tidal. You think that song will be on Tidal? So we got that situation going. And then she's talking about, you know, Bow had asked me to come down here, whatever. And he's disappeared. I haven't seen him around. So it's like, it seems like her storyline is going to be chasing around Bow. I hope it's not going to be. I hope she adds some more to her storyline, because I know they did a lot to get her here on the show. And, like, could we get to know the inner Masika that's not, you know, chasing around a man? What do Masika really want to do? Like, what's her goals? Like, other than the music, if you're going to work on the music, let's see you write songs. Let's see you make the songs. Let's see you not, you know, chasing around Bow or whatever, you know, because that's kind of like whack. And basically just really like kind of like trashy too as well, because, you know, Masika, she's talking, you know, shit about, you know, Jhonni, that Jhonni was texting, you know, Fetty Wap when I was pregnant, but I'm going to keep it in my head. So when I see her, I'm going to talk to her. But now, you know, Bow Wow has a girl and he's with her, and you calling him and you trying to get him here and there, knowing that you guys had something before. So you don't think that's shady. And he's actually telling you that he don't feel comfortable, like, you know, like hanging around you and being around you like that, because he has a girl and his girl wouldn't appreciate that, because you guys did have something in the past, whether how old you guys were at the time and how many years ago it was, but his girlfriend wouldn't be happy. Just like if you was Bow Wow's girl, you wouldn't be happy either if another chick that came back from his past wanted to snoop around and trying to get him here, there, and everywhere, and not wanting to be introduced to me, to get to know me, so I can feel comfortable about her. So don't act like she's just the only one insecure, because you was insecure about Fetty Wap too as well. You stayed on YouTube, you stayed on the blogs, you stayed on, you know, IG roasting everybody, talking about this and that. You was filming from your house and all types of stuff. So miss me with the insecure shit. So moving on from that situation, so we have that, and then we have Masika. She goes and she meets up with Deb, and she asks Deb about what was going on with Jhonni at the Ivory. You know, the Ivory, you know, Deb is part of it. You know, she owns half of it, and she owns half of this club that, Masika and the Deb are meeting in for, to get video mails for Masika's new video at the club called Seduction. So Deb got her hand in two clubs. And so she got these guys coming on stage, doing their thing, shaking their body. And, I ain't mad at them. I didn't see anybody on that stage that I was attracted to, but it's all good. They was shooting their best shot. And on top of that, they on TV too as well, and they had to show their moves. I know people are looking at their IG right now. So we have that situation, and then Masika was like, yeah, Jhonni's kind of, messed up, it's too bad. Like, she's her own worst enemy. And, I feel bad for you, Deb. So how you doing? So, Masika's trying to worm her way into Debbie's life because she wants her to be her manager. Then on top of that, she keeps bringing up, Bow this, Bow that. Me and Bow, I used to sleep over Bow's house. We used to flirt with each other. He had me come to Atlanta to get back to the music, and I haven't seen him. And then she was like, oh, then the guy that was leaving, the guy that was hosting this event to show, Masika these guys, these models or dancers, she was like, he's a little bit too short. I'm going to have a tall one come out. She was like, I don't care about him being tall. I like short ones like Bow. I was like, And so, and this is when Deb was like, okay, you're talking about Bow Wow way too much. There must be something else going on because you can't get your mind off of him. And so now she knows it's going to be something going on. So, got Masika trying to chase down Bow, going to cause confusion with Kwame, and she's going to cause confusion with Jhonni. So basically, if Deb want to think about it, she might as well just stay with Jhonni instead of going with Masika, because Masika's out here just trying to set little fires to get herself popping. I wish she could show more of herself because she said she went to college. She's a real estate agent. Let's see some more. Let us get to know you a little bit more intimately instead of about the drama. So moving on from that situation, it is what it is. It just seems like Masika's out here, grasping for straws to trying to make a situation lit on the show, and it's not really working at all. So we get Bow and and the Brat, they meet up because they're going to a charity event for the children. And Bow was like, I don't want to talk the Brat was like, I ain't trying to talk to you, Bow. She's turning her head. She was like, you owe me an apology the way you act last year and all this other stuff. And he was like, you know what? You definitely deserve apology. I'm sorry. Then he looked up at her with them little eyes, like them puppy dog eyes, and was like, man, I'm sorry. I don't want to do anything like that to hurt you. And then she mushed like ice cream marshmallow. And she was like, I can't stay mad at Bow. See, me and JD always forgive him because he's Bow. We've been knowing him for so long. He's like our kid. He's like, that's my little brother. He's like, that's my sister. And it's just like so funny because I'm like, Brat, you're supposed to be doing the 1, 2, 3, going in there, regulating for JD and get at Bow, but you end up melting like ice cream within the first like 3 minutes. And so we have that situation. Then she was like, are you going on a tour? And then Bow was like, not until I get, some things that I asked for. She was like, oh, I heard about the extravagant stuff. And he's running up into her, like, he's running to her, like, kind of like touching her and like bumping into her. How'd you know? How'd you hear about that? She was like, JD told me. He was like, oh man, it was like brother and sister talking about their father, JD, I swear. And I just thought it was so cute. I thought the chemistry between, Brat and Bow and, her knowing the deal. And he was like, oh, how did you know already? You know everything. So I think all that is cute. You know what I mean? I think it's cute. I guess I'm in my feelings today. I'm thinking everything's cute. So we have that situation go on. So Bow was like, I want this and I want that and all this other stuff. So she was like, come on, you need to stop it. You spoil. And Bow was like, I'm going to get what I want. So, and Bow has the album coming out. So he's going to be basically on this tour promoting his album too as well. And also promoting So Def anniversary of all the artists on So Def that were or still is on So Def. So we have that situation. Then we get to see Brandon. He meets up with Jhonni and he gets Jhonni to call Deb to meet up. And at first Deb was like, no, I don't want to deal with you. Like, I'm good. And then that's when, Jhonni was like, I want to talk to you as an adult, have a cohesive, calm conversation because there's some changes, some things I want to do. And Deb said yes. I knew Deb was going to say yes. She likes Jhonni because she know ain't nobody else going to fight for Jhonni. Ain't nobody else going to do her right like Deb is going to do it right because she knows her story. Is it good for Deb to work with Jhonni, or could Deb work with somebody else that is willing, able, and ready and don't have all these issues? Yes. I think she still should be looking for talent and giving other people a chance while she does have, Jhonni. Because Jhonni does need help. She does need guidance, It just is what it is. But she has to actually accept it and actually start to show constructive behavior and being able, maybe she needs to start going to counseling, maybe anger management, actually doing it on this show will probably help her and help a lot of people too as well that's been in her situation, so that'd be cool. So they gonna meet up and they gonna talk. We know everybody wants to be, Deb wants to be hardcore towards Jhonni. Brat wants to be hardcore towards, Bow, and they can't do it. So it was nice to see Brandon be very mature about it and help Jhonni, make that phone call. So that was cool, even though we know it's a show and most of this shit is set up. So it's all good. And so, JD is talking to the Brat. They're at the studio, the same room right there where the other group met up. I was just like, So they're there in that studio. Basically, is on the line whether Bow is going to be on the tour. But JD asked, the Brat, what's your favorite song to perform while you on tour? And she was like, so Funkdafied. That was my shit. Funkdafied was my shit. I liked the Brat style. I liked them twisties, the baggy clothes. At that time, a lot of girls wore baggy clothes. Like, it wasn't like, at that time, a lot of girls wasn't showing, their coochie and their breast and everything like that. There was a lot of girls that was wearing baggy clothes. Like, the look that Brat had in So Funkdafied video, just like half of my school dressed like that. So moving on from that situation, then Bow walks in the door and I asked him, are you going to be on a tour? And he says, yes, of course I am. And then he finds out he's been paying for his tour bus the whole time. But then he has some more ideas. He wants to come in a helicopter, a jet, a plane. And it was like, that was cool when he was a little kid, Bow. You're not a little kid no more. See, he's still in that little kid mentality. And then he was like, I want to come out of a toaster. I want money with my face on it. Just a big net of money falling with Bow Wow's face on it. I think Bow's fans would love to have that money fall from the sky with his face on it. Even if they have signatures on it, people would love that. His fans would love that. That would be posted everywhere, all online. And people will have like a sentimental item that they can hold on to and cherish, because a lot of people do got love for Bow. If they didn't, we wouldn't be watching this show. So it is what it is. So that's all taken care of. And Bow's like a kid when he's around JD and the Brat. Like a kid, and they're just watching their son grow up. Then it was also nice to see, Shad with his daughter and her going to wilding out and performing and talking about JD's outfit, his sunglasses, talking about you look too dark because he got the hoodie on and it's dark and it's covering up his face. It was like, you got the diamonds on, you got this jewelry on, you got too much on. And it was fun to see, Bow's daughter, dance and be her father and dancing and stuff like that, and just being very entertaining too as well. So, and JD feels like she's a star, like she's not shy. She's at 7 years old. Why would she be? Her father was on stage and was on albums with Dog Pound when he was like 7. He was performing like it was nobody's business. So this episode was an okay episode. It didn't have the there, but I guess they're setting it up because we didn't see Little Mama. I just hope they don't make it seem like Little Mama and Masika are coming after Bow, and then that's going to get Kwame or Leslie to go off, and that's going to be that little triangle of drama. I hope we get to see more stuff too as well. Peace. I'm out. One love.